Good evening to the bearded brethren of the No Shave November Evangelism Challenge. Today is November the 1st. This is the first day of the 11th No Shave November Evangelism Challenge. Let me see if I can do my video a little better there. There we go. And today we're actually going to start in a place where you think one might end. Today's verse that we're going to look at and I'm going to talk about for just a minute is Matthew 28, 16 through 20. That is the Great Commission. Now, I'm going to put the actual text of that on top of this, but I'm going to read it quickly. And I have to look down, sorry. Now the 11 disciples went to Galilee to the mountain to which Jesus had directed them. And when they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. And Jesus came and said to them, "All authority on heaven and earth has been given to me. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you, and behold, I am with you always to the end of the age." This is what we call the Great Commission. This is kind of like the main marching orders of the church. We see it in Mark and Luke as well. Not in the exact same way, but the idea is there. But what I want to talk about today, not too in depth, because I think that just takes too long, but I want you to go and read it yourself and think about this. One of the big things that jumps out at me is this is what Christians are to do. This is the job of the church, to go and make disciples, okay? Not just proclaim the gospel, okay? That's an important part, and that's what it talks about in Matthew and in Luke too. It talks about just proclaiming the gospel, right? This gives us more. It says our job isn't just to tell people, but to make disciples. That involves a relationship. That involves being involved in one another's lives. And the goal of the Evangelism Challenge is to share Christ with people. It is to introduce people to Jesus Christ if they have not already been introduced to Jesus Christ. And if they have been and they don't have a church family, to invite them. But the big idea behind it is ultimately to disciple people. And that is a time-consuming process that involves really loving people, really caring about people, and wanting them to be conformed to the image of Jesus. What does he say is involved with discipleship? It's teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. So it's not just about telling them about Jesus. It's telling them what the message of Jesus is and wanting to be more and more like him. But he says he's going to be with us in it. So it's not just up to us. In fact, convicting people, changing people is the work of God, not us. Our job is to be faithful to the call, to say, have you heard of Jesus, right? And the idea, too, is you're not an expert that knows everything. You're not. You don't have to know everything. I don't know everything. The idea is if people have questions you can't answer, guess what? Say to them, I don't know. That's a great question. Let's figure it out together and go to somebody else. That's how iron sharpens iron, and you both end up sharper in the process. Anyway, that's just kind of the idea I wanted to get at you, just something really short. Please go read it for yourself, pray about it, think about what that means to actually not just know what Jesus taught, but then to apply it and live it. That's discipleship, and that's what we're ultimately called to do. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.